Ooh, I know y'all mad at me. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Make sure I got everything. I'm just leaving the gym. Just getting home from the gym. So I'm hot. All right, I'm a little hot. You tonight sipping on some apple crown with sweet tea. Mm, I know y'all about to cuss me out, but what's happening? Breakthrough through crew. We in the house tonight. Happy New Year's, by the way. Cigar is reserved especial by LFD. Well, I know y'all cussing me out. Let me see. Did I get me? Let's see. Mm. Miss Jones. She said, "What happened to the show tonight?" Listen, man, what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna just start popping up in the evening. It's hard for me to get on the evening schedule with everything going on. It's hard for me to just stick to a schedule because always something going on. First class, what's happening, boss? How you doing, God? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? How you feeling? Glad to have you in the building, man. Man, I know y'all like, dang, he said 7. I'm gonna stop scheduling these. I'm gonna just start popping up in the evening. I'm always gonna be between Wednesday and Thursday until you know, until the as the show grows, we'll get better with time. What's happening, Saudi? Saudi, Saudi? Is it Saudi or Saudi or Saudi? Saudi. What's happening, Dalton? What's happening? Yusuf, my brother, my brother. What's going on, man? How you feeling, man? Mm. You already know the ordeal. Let me know what you're drinking before you let me know what you're thinking. All right. Let's see. Oh, crew. .com. All right. Let me get that pinned in the chat. No, I don't want to put them on timeout. You eating cake? You eating cake? Is it Sade? I want to make sure I pronounce your. I enunciate your name correctly. Is it Sade? 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 And what you drinking? What you drinking? You eating cake? What kind of cake? And what you drinking on? Most importantly, this is tech at night. You know what I'm saying? This is where the grown folks talk about tech stuff. You hear me? And we're not always sober the whole time. Can't make no promises. You sell my brother. Mercedes. Oh, that's Mercedes. Mercedes. What's Mercedes? I'm chopping your clips up. I think they do start posting them the week after next. But man, vanilla cake. I'm drinking water. Oh my God. Okay. New year, new you. I see what's going on. I see how y'all about to play me tonight. It's say D. Like say these. Okay, like say these. Okay. Okay. We about to get this cracking. Dang, I know Miss Jones. I talked to Miss Jones earlier on YouTube today, so I really was looking forward to seeing her tonight. Cause she be engaging with the videos on YouTube. So I really appreciate that. Man, Yusuf, Yusuf, I hope you've been listening. You've been catching the last videos, man. We brought you up a few times, but we've had some good stuff. What did y'all pure leaf tea? Man, y'all too bougie for me, man. Y'all too bougie for me, man. I can't take this, man. What's going on, man? What are we doing, man? Pure leaf. So tech folks don't drink. Is that what y'all trying to tell me right now? Y'all don't drink. I brought you back to those cigars. Oh man. Hey baby, you know what I'm saying? Listen, it's a you and us thing, man. We're all a part of the tribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Cigars calm you down. It's your sensei. You hear me? You know, it ain't got all those crazy chemicals. As long as you're not getting your cigars at the gas station, you should be all right. Leviticus. Ooh, you smoking the expensive stuff. Okay, you smoking the big boys. Okay. That's that $23 a pop stick. Not a pop stick, but pop cigar. She said, we trying to lose that belly. Hey, Mo Cushion. You know the rest. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no grown man scared of a stomach. You hear me? But I get you. I get what you're saying. Health is wealth, as they say, right? Oh yeah. We gotta get you. Yeah. Stick to your green leaf tea. Yeah, we gotta get you off that blood pressure. yeah. That has other effects. But yeah. All right. So yeah, stick to what you're drinking. All right. So we're gonna get into the message tonight. The topic tonight. It's been brought up too many times. I want to help demystify this. I even got this question in my boot camp, which started last week. So that's also causing me to be a lot busy, but I'm still going to produce for you all. I'm still here for you all. And I'm still excited that we're all in this journey together, basically. So the topic I made was I wanted to touch on was, and Sadie's, you actually are great in this area as well, because you're actually in the area of security, cloud security. So I made a post this week about high earners in the tech field, and one of the roles that I left off this list of tech roles that earn the highest salaries in the industry. One of the tech, we identify as a role when it's really in an area of technology, is cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity, while you have those who are at the top, who are the architects of cybersecurity, who are like controls, do security controls, security compliance, senior levels, mid-senior levels, even networking can be wrapped into that. They're at the top, but it's few of them. Most people who are doing cybersecurity are not in the weeds of engineering and security. You all have to keep in mind that cyber, even though it's a term that's been around for decades, but the terminology of how it's used in security in the realm of new age technology, it's a salesman word. Salespeople developed the cool term cybersecurity when originally it comes from the term of, it used to be identified as information security. But what they did was they took physical security controls, such as things like door locks, such as things like degazzling tools, such as things like ID cards, MFAs, etc., card readers, physical security tools, and they combined it with the actual infotech security tools, such as security monitoring tools like Splunk, such as security Malwarebytes software, such as security principles, such as security compliance laws and rules. They combined all those junctions and factions of security into one and called it cybersecurity, because it's easier to market, it has a cool zeal to it, and it's easier to sell to corporate interests. So that's where that term, this whole idea and concept of cybersecurity come from. It's a conglomerate of all things security. So you could be someone that's working, as I mentioned before, working as a uh, compliance security officer, right, for a corporation, and in the same building, and be hosted under cybersecurity, under the umbrella of cybersecurity, and in that same building, at the front desk, have your security officer who checks your, make sure your credentials allow you to have access to a building or a door, and their role is also under the umbrella of cybersecurity, especially if it's going under the same budget that a company pays out or allots for certain sectors of their business. It's all considered cybersecurity, if that makes sense. However, there are tiers of engineering that it takes to perform the task are nearly night and day, right? Both are very crucial and very important, but the skills that are required to do both jobs and the payout required to do both jobs, while both highly important, are nearly night and day. So when it bothers me, especially when you have a lot of newbies who are coming into the business. That's why it's important that you go the route of learning the business of tech. Aside from getting the skills, aside from getting your roles and your jobs, learning the business of tech so that you can best understand how to navigate through it and help others navigate through it. And one of those is understanding how tech businesses are structured generally. All right. So when I get people excited, they say they want to go into cybersecurity, and they get their first cybersecurity role. And you know what that role will be? Deguzzling hard drives. And if you don't know what deguzzling hard drives is, it's basically a help desk role, like low tier help desk role, where you're literally taking hard drives that got removed from PCs that have all type of potential. You're supposed to wipe the drives before you remove them from the physical device, and then you deguzzle it. You wipe the memory from the PC itself, but then as a second safety security precaution, you're supposed to use a deguzzling wand. It's a wand. It literally looks like a metal chalk eraser, but it's on a stick, like a cone chalk eraser on a stick. All right. And you wipe the hard drive, and it absorbs, like magnetically distorts the data so that the entire hard drive itself is unreadable. All right. And they're going to pay you about maybe 14 at the higher end, maybe $19 an hour to do this. And your chances are you're likely only going to be in a contract role. So you're not even getting any kind of benefits. You don't have any kind of state protections, anything like that. But you work in cybersecurity because it's under the cybersecurity umbrella. Am I making sense to y'all so far? Am I making sense? Y'all let me know. Give me some feedback. Let me know. Y'all know I don't like to always just talk to myself. I like to engage with y'all and make sure I'm coming across clearly, because I know how I can get a little loquacious and too deep into the story. So just want to know if I'm making sense. And Sadie's, as our security expert, you let me know if I'm going too far off the ledge, towards the wrong alley, or if I'm on track. Am I making sense? Okay, I'm preaching. Okay, I'm preaching. Hey, okay, I said I was gonna be preaching at the beginning. I didn't know I meant it. All right. But I want to go into this because I want to really demystify and provide a lot of clarity for you all who will get, like a lot of these tech companies that buy these cybersecurity models, buy these cybersecurity software, and even hire these cybersecurity recruitment firms. I want to really demystify so you don't get caught up in that trap and you're down a path and you're deep into a role 4 or 5 years in cybersecurity, and you're like, man, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I feel like I wasted 3 years of my life. Right? When you could have been, like I always say, I'm all about you doing the optimized. I'm all about you doing doing the work that's going to create the most optimized outcome. That's what I'm all about. Doing the most crucial work that's going to get you to that optimum outcome. All right. I'm not about taking shortcuts and doing things the wrong way or doing something for a long time just because that's how it's always been done with no explanation. Nah, we want to do things that are meaningful and they're going to have an outstanding impact for us. All right. So, one thing I want to also capture on before I get to your comment, Yusuf, is that when it comes to cybersecurity, this is why I promote cloud security, because while it is a subcategory of cybersecurity, it's the highest paying industry of cybersecurity professionals. All right, in general, all right. Cloud security, and then you can go into things like one thing I want you to all to take away from this: if you even don't pursue cloud security, all right, try to specialize within cybersecurity, within the cybersecurity umbrella. Find out what roles, tech roles, that you can acquire that requires you to either play defense or either if you're on the red team, offense, in the security realm of technology information. Find which roles that you want to pursue rather than going after enrolling into some class, some school, some degree plan, some boot camp, some book or whatever that says cybersecurity. If you're going to go on the security side of tech information, I would suggest that you specialize. All right. And one of the specialties that we talk about, we provide, of course, and I'm in our boot camp, is cloud security. And what we promote on our channel is cloud security, but it doesn't have to be just be that. All right. Networking is also a subsidiary of security as well. But that's what I want you to start doing. Don't just say, oh, I'm pursuing cybersecurity, I'm studying cybersecurity. Say I'm studying this particular role, right? And that role might happen to fall under the umbrella of cybersecurity. But you don't want to be sitting here wasting all this time and resources just to go after a job that you can get with just a CompTIA A+ certification, with no type of security or no type of lucrative opportunities involved in that specific role. So let me get to this comment. So hopefully that made sense and helped clear up a lot of the cybersecurity nonsense. I saw this one guy said he makes 7 figures a month doing as a cybersecurity entrepreneur. I was like, when did you make that up? I'm like, what? I'm gonna make a whole video about that. That's why you all don't often see me at all talking about my salary or how much I make. I was excited when I did make my first 6 figures, and I posted about it on my socials, but I didn't make a big thing of it. I don't think I created a video that was highlighted around it. But anyway, I try not to promote it because it's for multiple reasons. But most importantly, if you're making, first off, you don't want to sit here and boast about the money you're making. All right, these people are, and I'm gonna make a whole video, and I'm trying not to go down a rabbit hole on this, but if you have a 6-figure, 7-figure lifestyle, these companies don't want to see you boasting about that. And if you're a professional that's really earning that type of money in this industry, you don't want these corporations and companies to get word of it and start, taking away offers and opportunities from it because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. That's just not good business. That's bad ethics. All right. There are business owners, there are executives, there are decision makers who do care about image, the image that their brand, their business is associated with. That's why you hear about this doxing thing that was a huge thing in 2023 when people were finding out where people working at. And if you said something that offended the community or people disagreed with, they go to your employer and boom, you get let go from the job or whatever. Like, be smart, be smarter than everybody else in the room. Don't try to. You do well for yourself. You do well for you. That's the whole point of it all, is doing well for yourself. But you don't want to have to sit here and boast and brag, and then what happens is you end up stepping in a pit full of that you can't get out of because you don't talk yourself into a hole, and people start to find out you're a fraud or a fake because they start to poke holes in your story. But he's not making 7 figures. Most people aren't making 7 figures off of just one role, let alone if you're making like 7 figures, especially a month, you don't have time to sit and do podcasts. You don't have time to sit and do YouTube channels. Why? Because it takes too much work to have to decompress all the technical and all the business administration knowledge that you know and break it down into ways that are simply communicated. It takes too much work and concentration on efforts when you can be using those efforts to continue to optimize your business and grow your business, right? You just don't have that type of time. I know, professionals who make close to 7 figures, but they have multiple things going on. It's not just one job, one role that's paying them 7 figures. Now there might be a software engineer or AI engineer out there, 1 or 2 in the world, but super extraordinarily rare that one person. Anyway, but I don't want to get on that because most people will never see that. And most people don't even want to really, in my opinion, most people shouldn't even try to aspire to that, because 7 figures in income a month means that you're going to be paying 7 figures of income a month in taxes. And that's going to feel like 5 figures. So trust me on that. But either way, let's move on to the next subject. Let's see. What's happening, Sean? What's going on, buddy? What's going on? What's the market looking like for 2024 for people coming in? Man, I'm so glad you said that, Yusuf. Let me make sure I showed your comment. I'm so glad you said that. So I'm reading the article and I'm posting it out slowly, one piece at a time, because most people are not just nerds about this stuff like I am. And I'm always trying to give you all golden tickets to keep giving you that competitive advantage. But so the cloud market, businesses, and remember I had a comment on our stream a couple streams ago. Somebody said, aren't you afraid that people, I heard that somebody said that people are divesting from the cloud, right? I like that. People usually say that. Again, they're not the person who's telling me the message, but the original poster of it. They don't study the business. It's just so much you just don't know if you're not invested in knowing how businesses operate at a corporate level, at an enterprise level. But so the cloud market today, currently, there's a report that goes out yearly, a cloud report actually, that reports on the entire industry. And what they found is that 45% of people already in the cloud plan on expanding their cloud resources that they're using by 45% more in just this year. They plan on expanding the resources they already utilize in the cloud by 45% more. In fact, you have I think it said about 75% of companies are looking to do a complete migration from on-premise servers to the cloud. That doesn't just mean AWS. That means Azure, Google Cloud, even Oracle Cloud, the European cloud platforms out there as well, and the other smaller ones. 75% want to do a full-scale migration where they don't want anything on-premise, and they want to transfer it to the cloud. On top of that, the cloud market this year is projected to do $1 trillion in revenue in 1 year. All right. In 1 year. All right. Appreciate that, Travel Mediac. Let me see. But hopefully that answered your question, Yusuf. So the cloud market, and all I say is it's continuing to grow and expand, and there's still a very high need for cloud engineers and cloud professionals of all ilks and types. Especially the ones I talk about on my website, bcloudengineers.com. I think I went over like 11 different cloud careers that you can go into. But get those skills. Again, if you started this time last year and did exactly what I told you to do, most cases, if you did your three to four projects, if you have your associate level certification, you should have at least by this point, if you just did it and that was just a year ago, you should have, if not you're already your first tech role, you should have at least have interviewed for multiple tech roles by now. And if you still haven't gotten your job opportunity, you need to definitely DM me, and we need to figure out, what's missing from your strategy, because it's been too many people. I've helped quite a few people personally get into tech roles who start off not knowing anything about a cloud, nothing. So the opportunities are still out there. Matter of fact, my bro today who hit me, I'm not going to reveal his name, but he hit me today and we had a good talk, man. He had tough time last year. Lots of medical issues, mental issues, financial issues, what have you. But he said I inspired him to pick up this cloud stuff and get this cloud training on. And so he ended up getting one of his cloud certifications. It was a Azure certification. And he did the projects and started working his resume up and everything. And I didn't even know he was really doing these things behind the scenes, you know, because again, he was going through his depression and time. So he's kind of actually dodging my phone calls. And but all my friends know me. I'm persistent. And I understand when you keep in a distance, there's potentially a reason you're keeping a distance. And there's chances are it's not because you're mad at me, upset with me. You're going through something. But I'm going to always, like I always do, I'm going to reach out around the holidays or around special times of the year. And I'm just going to reach out to you. And I kept doing it and kept doing it. So we finally talked today, and we ain't spoken like on the phone in maybe a year, actually. And in the exact year, January was the last time we talked on the phone. And we talked today, and he said, yeah, man, last week I started my first cloud role working in Azure, you know, paying him up. I don't want to go into the money thing, but doing really well. Lucrative, very lucrative opportunity. First cloud role. And he's going for his second cloud role. And he's going to work one during the day shift and then work the other one during the second to third shift. All right. And these are lucrative opportunity. And he's interviewing for a third to replace the one that he's been working for about a couple of weeks. You know, so that's just the show. And that's just him taking it now. It took him about 2 years to be honest with you. It took him about 2 years to get it right. But again, that's due to a lot of procrastination and mostly procrastination, if I'm being honest with you. But and trials and add on the trials and turbulence from personal life and personal injury, etc. But he turned it around. Like I always tell people when I say you can really get into this industry and become a cloud professional within 6 months to a year. And Mrs. And Sadie's talks about this in her story. And I'm gonna push the hell out of our interview, but when I start chopping the clips up. But if you just dedicate yourself for 6 to 12 months, you can literally change your working career and transition into this field. And then from there, it's just up. Because like I tell everybody, the hardest that you're going to ever work is getting into your first tech role. That's the hardest you're going to ever work. You know, but after that, it's just up from there because there's just too many opportunities in this field. And for you hustlers, whoo. All right, so let me move on from that. So hopefully I answered your question, Yusuf. Hopefully I answered your question. You made your first virtual service? That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So first class, man, God, I'm so happy for you. How was it? Tell me about the experience as far as what did you use to create as your guide to help you create your first server? And then what did you feel? And 3 things. So give me 3 answers. And you can make it short as you want or a little bit long, but make it short because, you know, we're doing this live. But first answer is I want to know what did you use as your guideline? 2, to build your server. 2, what did you feel prior to building your servers? Like, what were your feelings around creating a cloud server in AWS? And then 3, how did you feel after building your first server in AWS? I want to know your thoughts. I think I already know what your thoughts going to be, but I want you to, I don't want to influence it. And I want you to share because I got a feeling it's going to be in line with what I've been saying a lot of the time when it comes to this cloud stuff. But I'm interested in your thoughts. So share with us, King. All right, let's see. I'm good, bro. Question, Yusuf. Good question. Salute my guy. I mean, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that guy. Oh, that's my boy, Kano. What's happening, brother? What's happening, brother? My brother. I appreciate that info you gave me today, man. Really, I'm going to use it. It's in full effect. It's pending, okay? Oh, that's a good question. Hey, what y'all drinking? Y'all asking questions. I know what. Look, we already know Yusuf got some water. We already know Sade got some water. But Yusuf do got a cigar on him, so we're gonna give him thumbs up for that. We already know King got some green tea, you know, for his blood pressure. All right, but we're gonna get him off that. You know what I'm saying? What you drinking, BMF? BMF, Big Mutt, man. Come on, man. Black Mafia, come on, man. We outside, man. I'm in the city, man. Come on, man. What you drinking on before you sit here slinging these tech questions? I thought I pinned it at the top. when you ask your tech questions, make sure you tell us what you're drinking before you tell us what you're thinking. All right. So that's our slogan. Is Cloud Guru? This is a good question, and I got a good story behind this. Is Cloud Guru alone enough to pass Azure associate level cert? So I always in my blueprints, which are available, if you're in my newsletter, subscribe to my newsletter, becloudengineers.com. I actually have a blueprint where I give you the exact resources to use that'll help you pass your certifications. All right. And one of those certifications is those Azure associate level certifications. So make sure you get that, especially for those who missed the boot camp. The blueprint is available for you. And there's a video coming with that soon. But anyway, which Azure associate level certification? I'm glad that you specified, but I need you to specify a little bit more because you know there's quite a few. There's about a dozen Azure level associate. But to answer your question in general, no. And here's why I'm going to say that. So Azure, Microsoft, actually, in my opinion, does the best job with covering all the content that's on their exams. So the basis is, first off, you need to start with going through their course that they have available for every certification first. Then go through the Cloud Guru course, and then that should be enough to get you to pass the cert. But you know that ain't what I only preach. I always say certs and projects go hand in hand. It's really best if you really want to nail that certification. If you like, again, we're talking about putting in the most work to get the optimum outcome. If you really want to get the optimal outcome that you want, which is to kill multiple birds with one stone, is to study, use your course material to study, but also do projects related to that associate level certification. One, it's going to help you cement a lot of the terms you come across in these courses. The thing about these courses is most of them are like term based. Most of them aren't cloud based, right? And they're not even cloud simulated based for you to go in and do it. They might have some labs involved, but the labs is usually them doing the lab. It's not, them creating a lab environment for you, what have you. But if you do your labs or projects in tandem with studying course material, you're going to study a lot faster. You're going to get through your course material a lot faster because you're going to know exactly where resources are and how resources relate to each other and how it all provides solutions to the associate level certification you're studying for. Therefore, going to help you really easily breeze through that exam and be confident enough to sit for that exam so you don't keep procrastinating and pushing it off, if that makes sense. And on top of that, you get to add those labs as project experience to your resume. So boom, you got experience when you get your certification. Multiple birds, one stone. So that means as soon as you get your cert, you've done. All you got to do is revamp your resume, update your professional profile, LinkedIn, and start applying for roles. You're ready to go. Right? Without having to look back and get your cert and then boom, still having to do your projects, if that makes sense. So not really. That's not the best use of your time. It's just going through one course. I always say it's safe to best at least to go through 2 courses at the same time. If that's the only thing you're going to do, like if you're not going to do projects, at least go through 2 courses at the same time so that it cements what you're retaining because you're learning new information. You're dealing with new technology you probably never heard of and never utilized. So hopefully that's your question. Facts 100%. Dalton, what you drinking tonight? Dalton, I think you say you're drinking water. Let me see. Nah, you said Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year, but you ain't tell me what you're drinking. So I don't know how happy you are. All right. Let's see what else we got. What we got? Let's see. Can you get in the cloud with personal projects and no certs or certs are a must? I'm gonna give you a rare answer. But I want you to take this with what's that little star thing? AstroTurf. I forget what that little star thing is. But I'm gonna just say caveat. Take this with a caveat. You can get a cloud role with just having projects on your resume. Yes. Are most people willing to do that? Go through that rigmarole and go through that journey of rejection? No, because most people don't feel the safety and security of having paperwork, credential paperwork. Not even that the employer, regardless if the employer is looking for it or not. Most people don't have especially if you self-taught, most of y'all ain't really built to just travel out in the wild, and hunt without proper paperwork. Some can just say, I'm gonna dog it out and thug it out. But most people are not built like that, and that's fine. All right. Again, I always try to keep in mind not the exceptions of the rule, but the rule. That's how I always apply when I'm helping people. What is the general rule of how people behave? That's all I care about, because the exceptions are going to always be the exceptions. But what are the general people going through in the experiences? Because they need help the most. To be honest with you, the people who are exceptions to the rule don't need much help because they're self-motivated enough and just built differently, right? And you can be an exception to the rule to many things. It don't mean you're an exception to the rule to all factors in life. You can be exceptional at programming and be terrible at relationships, or mediocre at working out. But yeah, you can. Yes, you can. You without taking some. And I know a lot of people get test nervousness and scared of tests, especially exams, and are bad at them. I was and still am a bad exam taker. I just failed my CKNA last week. I failed it by like 15 points. I'm good. I'm good for failing an exam twice before I pass. That's just my record. All right. Hey, it'd be like that. You know what I'm saying? Can't be exceptional at everything. Yeah, again, I'm a below mediocre test taker. That's just how I am. But the answer is you don't have to do your certs. Your projects are more important than the certs. And the reason is because the skills you acquire. When you have skills, it gives you a knowledge and ability to communicate solutions to potential employers and hiring managers at a precise level, at a pristine level that they really care about. All right. And they'll hire, trust me, they will hire, especially if they're an engineer that's interviewing you. They're high. You still got to get past the recruiters and the HR people. But once you talk to the hiring managers and engineers and you just showcase your skill, like your projects that you do to the projects you've done, you can breeze your way through the interview process and to any kind of, most technical roles that don't require a degree or don't require a certification. And a lot of them not requiring, due to the drastic need of tech professionals, not even just cloud professionals, but tech professionals. A lot of companies, there was a report that came out a couple of weeks ago. Again, I always talk about reports because I read a lot. It's like I care about this stuff, all right? Because I want to help the general person again. There was a report that came out that said nearly half of organizations are considering dropping degree requirements because they're finding out it's not making a difference. All right. What you're starting to see in a lot of tech roles that's coming out, they're not requiring even certifications. Like there was a Home Depot tech role that I passed around to a few moms who had young sons or young daughters trying to get into tech. And the requirements were literally like you had to be 18 years old, had to show will to learn knowledge or whatever. Like you don't have to have no tech software skills really, and no certifications requirements. Now they had their preferred list, which had a certification and experience, that 1 or 2 year experience, but it's preferred, it's not required. So hopefully that answers your question, Zen. And Zen, what you drinking on, man? You ain't tell us what you drink. You just asking questions and introduce yourself with a drink. Come on, man. It's tech at night, baby. All right, what else we got? I did it through a lab, and I couldn't believe how easy it was. Talk to me nice, King. Talk to me nice. Anything is possible. Let's go, baby. Let's go. What I tell y'all, this is why doing your projects are mandatory. and are crucial, because you're going to get in there and you're going to start doing the work and find out how capable you have been the whole entire time, but you haven't been managing this, and it's been keeping you from doing this. Hands on the keyboards. Look, King went in there and built his first AWS server off a lab, and he said he couldn't believe how easy it was. Now, wait till you get to the point where you start, having to implement startup scripts and cloud init files, and having to configure security group and public sectors and private sectors and all that. But you're doing good, and you better add that to your resume too. You better add that project you did to your resume, because that counts as experience. Let me tell you how. When engineers, cloud engineers specifically, are building servers, they're building it very similar to the same way that you just did it. Very, very similar. They might have a template of a script that they utilize, but the methods are generally still the exact same way you just did it in that lab. It spins up the same exact way. Might have more VPCUs, but it's still the same way. Good job, man. I love to hear that, God. All right. Great goose with the blueberry juice. What did it say? Sip the great goose with the blueberry juice. Forgot what Jesus said. All right. Okay, Sean. We cooking now, baby. I just want to make sure I'm not the only, enjoyer of the spirits when we're doing tech at night, baby. Because otherwise, I just start drinking water with y'all. But we trying to let loose here, baby. You know what I'm saying? Good job, man. I love to hear that, though. Need my blueprint? Cool. I'm going to give you the link. I'm going to post the links in the chat so you have access to it. I haven't published it on the website yet. It's only on my newsletter. But I'm going to post a link of it in the chat. So you'll have it. Or just send me an email, info@bcloudengineers.com. Let me see. Damn, where my what you call that? My banner at? There we go. It's in the banner. Just shoot me an email and I'll give you the blueprint. All right, let me see. Where we at? You went old school with the Belvedere. Who got Belvedere? Andrew got Belvedere. Okay, Andrew. We said okay. Hey, old school ain't nothing but good school. You hear me? I'm with that. All right, Andrew. 104. Okay, BOMF. Okay, cool. 104 is a beast. 6 years of network engineering. Cool. What have you done as a network engineer? Like as far as have you just been doing on-premise stuff? Have you done any or physical layer stuff, or has it just been virtual stuff, or have you been doing it in capacity database centers or cloud, interacting with the cloud? Do you have any CCNA experience? Because we talk about CCNAs a lot. We just had Damon on a couple of weeks ago. It was our senior network engineer. He talked about CCNAs. But networking is crucial, man. You got a tremendously great foundation by having network experience. Planning on getting the AZ-104. Okay. Oh yeah, the 104 is that. Yeah, it is a beast. It's that Azure administrator, and it's an associate level certification, baby. Yeah, I like. That's what y'all listening, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's that energy I love. Just someone with no cloud experience. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. Charles, what's happening? Charles, first off, man, you ain't finna sit here be asking us no insightful questions and not telling us what you drinking, man. We got Belvedere in the building. We got some Grey Goose in the building. All right. We got some green tea in the building, and we got plenty of water, and of course we got Apple Crown with sweet tea. So someone with no cloud experience work on network CCNA. Yes, network. I would actually prefer that you just do CCNA. Eliminate doing the Network Plus, because Network Plus is here, CCNA is here, and as Damon made a great point in our Q&A that we did, when you're learning any type of technology, it's always best to learn from the producer of that technology versus a vendor of that technology, such as CompTIA with their Network Plus. Still a good cert, really good cert, really good cert. But the best of the starter, and even though it's not a starter cert, But the best, a very premium cert is the CCNA, because you could still get hired just off of that nowadays. Well, you could decades ago, and it still holds true today. That CCNA is powerful. But always, as always, do your projects as well. So do networking projects combined with your CCNA. What's your opinion on GovTech jobs? Oh man, I feel like that's like the second or third GovTech question I've had in the last 2 weeks. I see that's growing. Um, hmm, I'm gonna do a whole video on GovTech, on my opinions of GovTech, because I work in the Gov for the feds and the technical sector. So, and to sum it up in one word, I'm going to say tricky. Very possible, but tricky. The tricky part is if you don't, from my experience, if you go through a contractor, you're most likely to get the type of level of compensation that you aspire to have while still having some of that security as far as longevity with the job. If you go directly through the state or to the FedGov itself, pay isn't as high usually. Benefits are, they're good benefits, they're strong benefits, but you can actually capitalize more of those benefits in a private sector job than you would a Fed job. But prestigiousness of having those Fed jobs on your resume, that's the worth its price in gold. Worth its price in gold. Oh my God, you go somewhere. So GovTech, I'll say if you're in the military, got prior military experience, definitely keep your eyes open for GovTech. I would say don't heavily rely on, and I might get buzzed for this, but but in the comments they might try and tear me up, my GovTech people, but I don't care. I wouldn't go through any of the federal government sites or state government sites and apply for any of those tech roles. I would go for those similar tech roles or the tech role that you want, and I would go through regular corporate job forums like Indeed, LinkedIn, even JobBots, Dice.com, etc., and apply for roles that are government tech roles. You just type in Gov Tech roles. And that's usually because those jobs aren't posted by the tech agencies themselves, but by the contracting agency that has a contract with those tech agencies, who's actually going to pay the amount that's comparable to the private market versus the feds, who aren't going to, the feds or the state, who aren't going to directly pay as high unless it's like a senior executive level role or chief level role, if that helps. If that makes sense. All right, we're gonna get off at 8 minutes. All right, because I gotta eat. My wife cooking, and I'm tired. But I love talking to y'all. I love the time that we have together. And I'm Yusuf up, man. Yusuf is like, man, Yusuf, I'm gonna try to always answer all your questions, because you in London, I know it's like gotta be pushing 1 o'clock there in the morning. So it was crazy because one of our and this is why I go hard as I go, and this is why I don't make excuses. Why I don't sit in pity parties for those who want to make excuses for themselves, is because one of our students is actually, she's in Australia, and she was on our call last night that we had with our students. And in our time it was 7 p.m. I think it was 7 or 8 p.m. And in her time it was 12:30 in the afternoon the next day. So if people around the globe are willing to make time to gain these highly lucrative skills, highly in demand skills, then, and get the information needed to be able to navigate and change their lives and careers, I'm willing to willing to walk every step with you, as long as you're willing to do the work. So Yusuf, he's one of the brothers that I'm not saying if he's black or white, because I don't know what race he is, but I know he's a man. So one of the bros, breakthrough crew members, always gonna try and answer your questions. So just know that. And anybody else who's checking in from around the globe, the labs on Azure way easier. Yep. Yeah, very easier. Yeah, a lot easier. Yeah, they're easier. They're good. They're good labs. I would still add those to my resume as well, but they're good labs. Yeah. The course material is just the documentation of the course material is just a lot better than most cloud providers and all the other cloud providers, in my opinion. I even did the Oracle. It wasn't as good as Azure, in my opinion. Hot coffee. Man, y'all drinking a little. I'm gonna do a survey. One of these lives, I'm gonna do a survey. He said hot cut of water. Okay. Everybody on their New Year, New You diet. Okay. Jazz, man, you joining in from work? Man, welcome, Jasmine. Welcome to the Breakthrough Crew. Welcome to Nick at Night. I mean, Tech at Night. You know what I'm saying? With the Breakthrough Crew. Because everybody here trying to break through. Breakthrough in tech. You feel me? Whether that's break in for the first time or break into the new levels. So, welcome to the Breakthrough Crew. Tech at Night with D'Amico's Chambers. And that's me. Sometimes we got guests. Most times we don't. But we always going to have a great time. We're going to learn a lot. I hope I'm helping you all learn a lot. I have a CCNA, CCNP, Security Plus, AWS Cloud Practitioner. Done a lot of design, security work. Oh, good. BMF. I love to hear that, man. That's good energy. Oh, yeah, you off to a great start. Yeah, so get your, I forgot what your question was early. Off the top of my head, I think you said about Cloud Security Plus or something like that. But, yeah, just do your projects. I wouldn't even try to get any more cloud certifications, to be honest with you, at your level, unless you're going after Azure Administrator cert, because that would be a big boy for you. And you wouldn't probably have to get another cert for the next. In my opinion, if I was you, I wouldn't get another cert for the next 5 years and let you switch industries to do something completely different. But in tech, yeah, you should be good for the next 5 years as far as credentials. Whether any of those certs are valid or not, So, but no, that's great, man. I love hearing that, for real. That's a lot of inspiration to me and other people as well. So, glad to know that you, you put your certs up. So, yeah, man, good to hear. GovTech questions are going to roll in because the IG chick, Simone. Oh, okay. Yeah. I follow Simone. I know you're talking about. She DM'd me one day about getting on the show, and so I responded to her. I sent her an email that she sent me. Hasn't responded yet. Maybe I need to get in her comments and tell her she needs to respond to Cloud Tech Big up. Oh no, who knows? But just know if I go in there, I ain't disclosing what I'm making, because I'm never trying to push that. I want people already know the opportunities out here, the lucrative opportunities, but it's much more than that. It's the lifestyle enhancement abilities that come with transitioning into tech. It's that this is going to be the new leader of jobs for the next foreseeable future, for at least the next 25 years. We are going to become the new white collar doctors, the new lawyers, the new executives, like the new, the wealthiest man in the world is in tech. I want to say about 25-30% of the top wealthiest men in the world are in tech. That's becoming the new leading industry, and I want you all want my people to be a part of that. So yeah, I bring on the GovTech questions. I know I'm just gonna piss not a lot, but I'm gonna piss some of the GovTech people off because they put it at such a high esteem, and it's a lot. It's a few caveats to that I always try to highlight, again, for the general person, not for the exceptions to the rule. So, but I mess with Simone. I disagree with her though when she posted about paying. I think she said she paid like $500 a month or $200 a month for like a gym membership. I was like, nah. I'm glad she can do it though. I love seeing the sister ball. You hear me? Because she be buy some fly stuff, and she be fly. She take care of a lady, and I love to see that, man. I love to see that. And she come from a generation of family that's tech and stable family. And if you follow me on social media, you know how big I am about families and trying to do it the right way. So I mess with Simone. I'm a supporter of Simone. State jobs, yeah. State jobs, yeah, you ain't getting no big check. But again, the opportunity that comes with the headline of a state job being in the resume is good. All right, we're about to get off in a couple of minutes. Let me see. I'm going to try to get through these questions. DevOps and cloud engineering job titles would you say? Oh, I need to get to the topic. Well, I'm gonna switch up the title in there because we talk more about cybersecurity, especially at the beginning. But I wanted to talk about the job description, how you get fooled. All right, between DevOps and cloud engineering job titles, would you say knowing things like Docker and Kubernetes and Terraform is a must? Um, Docker is a must for DevOps. Terraform is a must for cloud engineers in both. Kubernetes is a luxury skill. There's still not nearly enough Kubernetes engineers out there, and this industry itself is still kind of sketchy about adopting Kubernetes architecture because you have to really have a deep understanding of Kubernetes architecture to be able to maintain the cost of it because the cost can run wild. A lot of companies have seen that and dialed back from dealing from Kubernetes architecture a little bit because they don't know how to manage the cost of it because they don't understand the architecture enough and don't have skilled personnel enough to be able to build out a healthy Kubernetes architecture or function as a service architecture and or serverless architecture. And see how I'm going to different cloud modules and to be able to manage the costs because those costs can run away because although it can scale, it allows the infrastructure to scale down to zero service, which are zero cost, which sounds great. The problem is it can bump up at any time of the day and night. And every time you're spinning up a server, it costs, especially when it's starting to allocate other sources and the compute costs that come with that. And then you're storing all this stuff in the logs. Yeah, it can go crazy. So hopefully that answers your question, Zen. But yeah, Kubernetes is a luxury. Terraform for both DevOps and cloud engineers. Docker for DevOps. If you know Docker as a cloud engineer, that's a bonus. It's not really a necessity because you don't know what aspect of cloud engineering you're going to do with a company. You might not even be interacting with any kind of builds at all. You might just be doing straight troubleshooting or dealing with networks. So or IAM provisioning. So yeah. GovTech is gimmicky. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, we won't talk about that. Yeah, it can be gimmicky. You're right about that, Keno. A lot of people can't get vetted to be in GovTech because you need to, thorough background. Yeah, like I said, man, that's why I say GovTech is tricky, man. It's one of those tricky things, man. You're gonna have to, man. You gotta learn. You kind of gotta talk. And probably Simone might be the best person to talk about it. But definitely because she has more years experience in it than me. But yeah, man, the background process. If you got anything funny in your background, then there's levels of clearance you have to go through, and that takes time, bro, for you to go through a clearance. And then, yeah, man, and then what's happening? What's going on? Kofa in the building. What's happening, brother? I know you drinking on something. I know you sipping on something. What's going on, guy? How you feeling? Mm-hmm. Work, yeah. You don't really, the pay ain't what you think it is. Now I think Simone talks about, being able to a job hop and GovTech and stuff, and you can, but here's a caveat. A lot of, like I said, the general person, who's especially trying to switch into this field or even elevating this field, they might have a family and you got a wife like mine. They ain't going for that. You about to go work overseas. You ain't about to go work overseas on me, not with these, and leave me with all these children. Nah. So it's tricky, man. It's tricky. Possible. It's definitely if you're a young person or you're an older person who ain't got no real responsibilities. You can kind of come and go as you please, and you got patience, and you got a semi-clear background. Hop at it. You know what I'm saying? But those of us who got a lot more things keeping us concrete where we are, these gym memberships put our butt of control lifetime equinox. Yeah. I don't know what to put for. I think you misspelled something in there, but yeah, man, like and I've been a Lifetime. I remember when Lifetime used to be $60 a month, and that was expensive during the time back in 2012, 2010. That was really expensive, for a gym membership. And now hearing that it went up to like $200, $500 a month, especially Equinox, and I'm like, what? Then Buckhead, like to network with who? A bunch of scammers, fake financial gurus and strippers. Hey, but I know my city. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it could be. Hey, if you can afford it, it's you can. If there's nothing to you to do it, I'm happy for you. Do what you do. As long as you financially securing yourself, your family. Do what you do. Spend what you spend. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you saying nothing about my cigar. All right, I'm gonna answer 2 more questions, then I'm gonna get out of here. Yep, most of GovTech you need a top secret clearance. Yep, poly make good money. I agree. Yeah, Sean. Yeah. You definitely right about that. Yeah, you're gonna need that big boy. And again, you got to have a clear background, a crystal clear background, or you about to be really transparent about your transgressions. All right. So yeah, it's tricky, man. And again, that's and that's when you're trying to go for the high levels. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, the top secret clearance. Now, there's money up there at the top secret clearance. Don't get me wrong, it is bread up there, but you gotta be personality, life qualified more than the skills. And from my experience so far, I could be wrong, but just my opinion. Kubernetes is a great skill to have. Yeah, if you can explain Kubernetes, say these, man, like if you, man, that's why like when I see somebody who got laid off or whatever, or doesn't, in between jobs or whatever, and they have a Kubernetes skill, I know they just about to enjoy vacation, some 2 weeks vacation before they get back at it, because you can literally walk in anywhere with your CKA, your CKS. And I forgot the others. I think those are the main 2: the security, the administrator, and I forgot the other one. But the CKNA, no. But those 2 of those 3 other big boys, you could walk anywhere in with those CKAs, CKS, and damn near get any cloud tech role with that, or even Kubernetes role with just those certs alone. And especially if you can talk your way through it. Like if you've done enough projects with Kubernetes, like because those are automatic. You walk into roles, like those aren't paying any less on, they aren't paying any less than 120, 125 for a Kubernetes role. Now there's some out there where, the junior Kubernetes roles, etc. It's kind of knocked the average down to like 93, 90, 92. But really, realistically, you can walk into a 120 role with just Kubernetes as your specialty, meaning you've done Kubernetes before for a company or under enough projects, and you have your certs. They are looking for Kubernetes people to teach their team how to do Kubernetes, or either to help them migrate some of their infrastructure into serverless Kubernetes architecture, using Kubernetes architecture. That's whether it be in a Google environment, AWS, because they all have their version of Google of Kubernetes. You have GKS, you have AKS, and Google Cloud is just Kubernetes. So, and actually because Kubernetes comes from Google, that's those are the fathers of Kubernetes. But all right, one more question, I'm out. Good, Kano. Well, the military background, is it easier to get in GovTech? Yes. I'm just gonna say yes, straight up. Yeah. 1, because you have the clearances most cases. 2, because a lot of times you have people, you have resources already in the government who can help give you insight and job, and who can speak on your behalf and give you job opportunities. And 3, you're familiar with the government, working within a government infrastructure. So yes, you just really just need to get your certs, a couple projects under your belt, and then boom, start pushing for GovTech roles through your network of ex-military professionals. Their various job boards, like they have vet job boards and vet networking groups and all type of events for vets, and they're really trying to help bring vets into the cloud tech fold. So yeah, and every industry looks highly upon military vets. So you kind of always get that moral leverage in interviews anyway. Just a cigar and water. Here he go too. Man, I'm sick of y'all, man. I'm gonna stop drinking with y'all. I'm gonna just start drinking water too. Oh, Adrian, my bad, bro. Yeah, I did. My bad, Adrian. My bad, Adrian. My bad, Joe. My bad, guy. My bad. I got you. I got you. Adrian, I know you from now on. I got you. Yeah. Black man Charles. Ran by my boy Cano. All right. Shawty said I'm going after my CKA before the year ends. Woo, let's get it. And you know I'm gonna watch every step of your journey anyway, like I've been watching. So I'm looking forward to you doing your posting your projects. Oh, the developer one, yeah, CKAD. Whoo, that mother beast. If you know this, if you get that CKAD, that's going first off, that's going to intimidate a lot of hiring managers because you got to know, you got to know technical stacks in depth. Like you got to know about versioning, you got to know about proxies, you got to know about what is it, mesh proxies. You got to know about con templates. You got to know about cluster. Like you know it in depth. Kernel versioning. Yeah, you are a beast if you get that CKAD. It's like God of Kubernetes. Even though that CKA is more popular because it's probably the least technical one, but it's still a very powerful cert. But that CKAD, yeah, but that's like having a top secret clearance almost. Where can we find a blueprint on your website? I don't think I have it on the. I don't have it on the website yet. It's on my in my newsletter. So if you're my newsletter, then you get the blueprint that I sent out. I try to send everything to everybody that's kind of committed already. So those are my newsletter. They get the first dibs on everything. Let me see if I could post a link. I'm gonna send me. Let me see. Send me an email. Send me an email, info@bcloudengineers for the blueprint, and I'm gonna send you the link to them. I got you tonight. So info@b should be in the bar below. Info. Let me make sure I just put it there. Okay. info@bcloudengineers.com. Send me an email tonight, and I'll make sure you get those links. But next time we do this live, I'll have it up on the website so everybody can access it easily. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. I'm tired. I know y'all tired. And I know my wife will come eat. So so I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all be great. Remember, we're gonna do this again next week. It might be Wednesday, might be Thursday, might be 7, but it won't be no later than 8. I ain't putting no more times on this thing. All right, I'm gonna just show up in the evenings because it's hard, like I said, to get a dedicated schedule. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Remember, share this video with somebody who's trying to get into tech. Subscribe to the channel so you always get our live updates. Hit that bell, and remember, you had what it took the entire time. Be great.